Doug Wagner in for Jan Michelson this morning on News Radio 1040 WHO. We're talking with Calliope Barlas about political slogans, and it's interesting looking through these. They put the absolute worst campaign slogan. It's called Tagline. That's the name. Tagline Guru is the name of the website. We must do right and risk the consequences. Rick Perry with almost a laughable one. He was, I think, if I'm correct, he was one of the first ones out of the race, and it might have been just because of that. We must do right and risk the consequences. Almost seems kind of angry, maybe. When you have a more forward or aggressive slogan like that, how does that affect people, the way that they're looking at it and the way they examine you as a candidate?
Well, to risk the consequences, it's a negative statement. I mean, there's nothing there that will bring meaning of any sort of positivity. Mm-hmm. So it goes from one positive word into a negative. So changing that sequence of words that way isn't necessarily the most productive.
Yeah. You know what? It could have been worse. It could have been, like, Where's the Outrage? That was Bob Dole back in 92, I think it was. It could have been something like that, because those kind of, angry almost, the kind of angry slogans that candidates potentially have, they have a fairly negative one. Like, you go back to 1884, Ma, Ma, where's my pa? Gone to the White House, ha, ha, ha. That was really one of the bad ones. But then there are some other ones that are still rememberable. This is from 1840. William Henry Harrison was Tippecanoe and Tyler too. From the first time I heard that, it was something that was very easy to remember, not only because it's really alliterative, and because it's got sort of a unique name in there. Tippecanoe, talking about the nickname for William Henry Harrison. When you have somebody like that, when you have an individual like that has the ability to be able to play their name in there, like I'm just wild about Harry, Harry Truman.
Right, that's right. And that's a positive statement. Okay, so there's a way in which we're brought up from day one when we start school. Mm-hmm. They mark our tests with red X's instead of marking them with green check marks for what we did get right.
Okay.
So that from the very beginning, we're looking for what's wrong. But if instead we started making the green check marks for all the things that we all got right, mm-hmm. we'd start talking more in the language of where we start looking for what's right instead of focusing on what is going wrong. And if, I would be thrilled if a campaign started focusing on more of what we can do specifically for our future starting now, mm-hmm. instead of what happened and how bad it's been, to start creating more of what we can do and start creating political slogans that really truly reflect a better future for us.
Some of those, when you take a look back in time, I mean, you have, I think, Ronald Reagan, Morning in America, or Are You Better Off Than You Were 4 years ago? I mean, of those two, I'd rather have Morning in America. I think that was the 1984 that he ran under. It was 1980 he ran under Are You Better Off Than You Were 4 years ago? But then you have other ones like Bill Clinton and Al Gore, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. They just literally stole a lyric from Fleetwood Mac,
right?
in order to make that. When you have simple things that look forward like that, that's one of the ways that you can sort of build a bridge, if you will,